Mary Rogers, 21, was notoriously known as the beautiful girl that worked at the New York tobacco shop that catered to high society men. When her body was discovered July 28, 1841 in the Hudson River, investigators believed that she was a victim of gang violence, but one witness swore she was dumped after a failed abortion attempt. Her boyfriend's suicide note would suggest that he was possibly involved in her death. Her case remains unsolved and inspired Edgar Allan Poe's detective story, The Mystery of Marie Roget. This is episode 2 of Archive Dive, A Mystery in History. Mary was born in 1821 in Connecticut. She was an only child to a widowed mother and grew up to be very striking. When she was 17 years old, her father James died in a steamboat explosion. In 1840, Mary, now 19, was rather tall with what was described as exquisite symmetrical form and a beautiful complexion with a wealth of jet black hair. Besides being physically stunning, everyone said that she had a very pleasing personality. That spring, John Anderson, who was the owner of a large retail cigar store on Broadway near Thomason Street, had heard of Mary's striking beauty and came to Mary's mother and offered her a position in his store. He wanted to employ Mary not just as a clerk, but as an attraction. Mary's mother was hesitant at first, but she was being offered a hefty wage, and eventually her mother agreed that Mary could accept the position. Anderson was right. Once customers realized that Mary worked at the cigar store, they began flocking to the store. It's reported that while Mary was always pleasant and smiled, she also didn't hesitate to ward off unwelcome advances. After being at the cigar store for about 10 months, one morning Mary failed to show up for work and Anderson was unable to get a hold of her and her mother didn't know where she was. It was reported to authorities that she was missing and the press picked up the story and ran with it. And the theories about the missing cigar girl splashed across every front page headline. The Sun newspaper reported that Mary disappeared from her home and that her mother Phoebe had found a suicide note left behind. The local coroner was called in to analyze this suicide note and he revealed that he believed that Mary had a, quote, fixed and unalterable determination to destroy herself, end quote. The next day, the Times Commercial Intelligence reported that Mary's disappearance and subsequent press was simply a publicity stunt for her boss to bring more attention to the tobacco shop. It was quickly determined by investigators that Mary hadn't vanished, leaving a note behind. She was actually visiting a friend in Brooklyn. But that didn't satisfy those in town, and there were rumors circulating that she was actually seen with a handsome naval officer during the time she was supposed to be visiting family out in the country. It was now a widely circulated rumor that would reach Mary, and she decided to resign her position and to hide away at her mother's home, away from the rumors and the press. In July of 1841, Mary was now engaged to Daniel Payne, a clerk who resided at her mother's boarding home. On the 25th of July, 1841, Mary knocked on Daniel's room and told her that she had plans to visit her aunt and